Let's get started. Now, clashes between rival tribes in Darfur have left more than 130 people dead, 2 weeks after the end of a peace mission in the volatile region of Western Sudan. The violence is the deadliest since the end of the December 31st of the joint UN and African Union peace mission in Darfur, which has been operating in the vast region for 13 years. On Monday, at least 47 people were reported killed, while 83 died in separate weekend clashes. Michelle Ngele Odhiambo with the details.
Ahlam Hamid fled from her home in Sudan's Darfur region 17 years ago when government troops and militiamen, some on horseback, raided her village and clashed with rebels. Now she worries she will be at the mercy of those forces once more as an international peacekeeping mission deployed to contain the conflict abruptly pulls out.
My name is Ahlam Hamid. I am a representative of the Kalma camp, and we are on the 7th day of our sit-in, which we have organized to protest the withdrawal of the UN-AMID forces. And despite this sit-in, the Security Council did not respond to our calls. The decision is final, but I hope they can take back this wrong decision and be ready for any attack that might happen at any point, so they can protect us and not leave us to die like before.
UN-AMID, a joint United Nations African Union peacekeeping force established in 2007 to protect civilians and facilitate humanitarian assistance in Darfur, stopped patrolling on January 1st, days after a vote by the UN Security Council to end its mandate. After signing a peace deal with some rebel groups, Sudan's transitional government is starting to deploy a national force that it says will protect civilians. But thousands have protested across Darfur against UN-AMID's exit in recent weeks, saying it will leave them more vulnerable. Hamid has been living since 2003 with her family at Kalma in South Darfur, a camp that is home to some 200,000 of the estimated 1.5 million still displaced across Darfur's 5 regions.
This means we'll go back to point zero. There will be fighting, no security. Weapons will be available to people and our lands will be occupied. This is why UN-AMID needs to stay here until peace is achieved. That is why I believe that the UN made a wrong decision, but I hope they correct this mistake.
Men risk being killed if they leave Kalma, so women venture out to collect firewood, work on farms, or clean homes in the nearby town of Nyala. Darfur's conflict escalated from 2003 as mostly non-Arab rebels rose up against Khartoum. Government forces and mainly Arab militia that moved to repress the revolt were accused of widespread atrocities. An estimated 300,000 people were killed. The war subsided over the past decade, and in April 2017, former President Omar al-Bashir, who is wanted by the International Criminal Court under charges of genocide and war crimes in Darfur, was forced from power after an uprising. Darfuris say UN-AMID offered a weak but necessary deterrent against militias originally armed by Bashir to fight rebels. As UN-AMID repatriates its 7,000-strong force over the next 6 months, Sudan is starting to deploy its national force in Darfur. Half of the initial 6,000 peacekeepers will be police, with the rest coming from the paramilitary rapid support forces, the army and the General Intelligence Service, according to officials. It will later absorb former rebels and civilians. Rebel groups have agreed with the government to eventually increase the force to 20,000. Michelle Ngele Odhiambo, KTN News.
Uganda's opposition presidential candidate Bobi Wine says the military has raided